Hello everyone. Welcome to the course Society and Media UGC Swayam. Today we will be discussing module number 1 for week 6 titled Digital Media and Social Transformation. The learning outcome of this module is to provide an understanding of social transformation and its relevance for understanding the evolution of society. Secondly, the relation between media and the process of social transformation. And lastly, the inception of digital paradigm and its contribution to the process of social transformation. In other words, digital media and its impact on the process of social transformation. Let us now start with a brief introduction of the module. The module titled Digital Media and Social Transformation provides an outlook towards the process of social transformation and its importance in determining the stages of evolution of society. Determining the process of change for any society regarding its social, economic, political, and cultural spheres is challenging without understanding the channels of information flow. Social transformation as a process is dependent to a greater extent on different channels of information flow apart from progress and evolution. Change can be limited if necessary preconditions in the form of information values are not shared with the concerned community in a society. Digital media, in that context, has played an important role in amplifying the channels of information flow through the process of presumption, which means continuous consumption and production of information. One may observe digital media as a stage of evolution in media where flow of information has become interactive, instantaneous, and interoperable. Digital media has provided the scope through which information can be channeled in a particular direction to initiate social transformation within society. For instance, if you take any example of your day-to-day life, it is strongly influenced by the kind of media you use and the information you are consuming through it. And this process brings about some degree of transformation within the individual. In the context of India, the process of social transformation can be associated with progress, change, development, and modernization of different communities. The advent of industrialization and mass migration to urban settlements can be seen as one of the examples where the process of social transformation has taken place, providing the scope for upward mobility for individuals from different social and cultural backgrounds. The process of social transformation in India has witnessed an intense change post-globalization. Globalization as a process has not only brought about transformation in the economic and cultural spheres of the Indian society, but also the information to initiate and maintain the process of change. For instance, compare the taste and preferences of the young adults residing in metro cities from 2000 onwards. One may observe that the changes in the taste and preferences in regard to cultural commodities like art, music, clothing, etc. has not only changed primarily due to the emergence of competitive markets, but also due to rapid flow and promotion of information of similar kinds by media. Media in this process has helped in reducing the vacuum between traditional and modern identities, which in turn has created a series of options and choices to these young adults in molding their cultural and social identity on the basis of their preferences and external factors. All these parameters collectively can be seen to initiate the process of social transformation. Now, let us understand the basics of social transformation. It is important to highlight that social transformation is a sociological concept and multilinear in nature. The process of social transformation involves a mixture of different variables which are required to be analyzed from an interdisciplinary lens. Since society can never be static in nature, its evolution is dependent upon the extent existing challenges it is facing as well as the nature of individuals shaping it. The process of social transformation can take place to address the existing issues of the society. The change can happen naturally, such as in the case of cross-community relationships, gender identities, etc., or artificially by tweaking the economic and social condition in form of injections like subsidy, relaxation on taxes, financial support, educational support, and etc. It is important to keep in mind that if the process of social transformation is incomplete or suppressed, then it may shape up new problems for society, and this process will continue in a cyclical manner. The struggles observed within the society between different phases of transformation are inevitable and important as they help in determining the extent to which social transformation is required and how it should take place. For instance, the growing reliance on service related classes devoid of caste based identities can be a very important observation seen in urban settlements across India. So, from the conceptual point of view, social transformation was used by Karl Marx in his writing, The German Ideology in 1846, where he has described it as a process for social change that has emerged due to the existing contradictions within society and ultimately can lead to a rapid transformation or, in certain cases, a revolution. Marx has explained that the process of social transformation in terms of haves and haves not. The limitations of a class faces in the process of production and consumption over a set of commodities and service instigates the process of change so that those restricted resources can be acquired. It can also be identified through social revolution taking place in a society. Some of the examples that can be related to the argument as mentioned above are caste-based conflicts in India and the organic transformation of social identities for upward mobility or Sanskritization in India, as rightly pointed out by Professor M. N. Srinivas in 1952. Another instance that can be considered for social transformation was the Arab Spring movement of 2011. It was a social movement that began in Egypt against the authoritarian state and advocating for a democratic system. In India, the transition from traditional to modern society post 1980s witnessed different degrees of struggle and tussle between traditional and modern ideals. It led to a social transformation in different spheres of society. The existing barriers or conflicts in the form of stratification, discrimination, poverty, unemployment, etc., initiated the process of change both organically as well as a revolution which led to the emergence of different social and cultural identities. In case if these transformations face challenges of acceptance with the existing social norms, then the process of social transformation would be reinitiated till the society achieved a favorable stage of transition. Social disorganization in this regard has been given a lot of importance as it would help in indicating the imbalance in society regarding conflicting values, lack of social control, immature socialization, and community disorganization. Eminent scholars such as Durkheim and Weber have argued that the process of social transformation can be critically assessed from the lens of modernization, which involves equalization, administrative centralization, decentralization, urbanization, and the rise of rationalization. All these preconditions of modernization reflect a different degree of development where the process of social transformation is playing a pivotal role. For instance, In the case of India post 1990s, a transition from government to governance has been observed involving the state, market, and civil society. These important stakeholders have influenced the process of change among citizens in different political spheres of society. Scholars such as Nancy Fraser have argued that such forms of change have led to the emergence of counter public spheres aimed at correcting the dominant ideologies existing within society. This phase of transition, too, has different degrees of social transformation, impacting the individuals in diverse set of ways. One of the important factors which most of the sociologists in India, like Professor Yogendra Singh, Professor M. N. Srinivas, have emphasized regarding social transformation is the social structure of society. These are the building blocks which define the nature of society. For instance, the degree of diversity, integration, etc. of a society can be determined on the basis of its social structure. In the case of India, with the rise in modernization, the existing social structures, especially in urban areas, reflected different degrees of flexibility. Globalization in India did not entirely lead to Western forces dominating the local. It also created the scope for globalization, which in turn led to both convergence and divergence of social identities. As pointed out by Manuel Castells, social transformation took place in terms of defining new set of identities based on modernized forces. But also at the same time, it led to convergence of these identities based on their commonalities. In India, it can be observed to a greater extent in the case of cultural development. Media as an institution has a pivotal role in the overall process. The shaping of knowledge about newer forms of change in society and to initiate social transformation would have been limited in the absence of continuous information flow. The rising level of awareness and sensitization towards social and cultural factors motivated the individuals within society to undergo a process of change. This change was moderated through external and internal socialization, which helped in shaping new set of goals and challenges within society. The urge to fulfill these goals, backed by necessary information through media, complemented the process of social transformation. In India, the basic process was no different. What varied was the degree due to multiple cultural identities. Therefore, to look into the process of social transformation from a holistic perspective, role of media was crucial. Let us now look into media and social transformation. We previously explored the basics of social transformation and how it is crucial to understand the stage of development for any society. In this section, the focus will be on understanding as to why media is an important institution for social transformation in any society. One of the simplest ways of understanding the importance of media is to look into the model of information, knowledge, and action. For instance, if the division of labor is observed within a society from its early stages to its advanced forms, one may see that apart from the external factors pushing for change, human being realized the importance of exploring different specializations of labor through internal socialization and flow of information across communities. This flow of information was important in shaping the required knowledge for change, and this in turn shaped the process of social transformation. In the case of India, the growing reliance on digital technologies was not only the result of policy change or part of any governance model, it was also influenced by the information circulated across different networks within society regarding the importance of digital technologies in consuming and producing information. As a result, India saw a rising curve in terms of digital media consumption. Even in the case of market based transactions and consumptions, they were to a greater extent dependent upon digital media due to the existence of information about its utility in a society. From a theoretical point of view, the theory of social change, as given by Durkheim in 1976, has explained how a society functions similar to that of a human body. Each aspect of the society is unique and has a work harmoniously like organs in a body. In case if it is separated from the whole, it may not survive. In this theory, the functioning of the organs of a body or a society is being governed by signals in the form of information. The process may differ if one may compare society with the human body, as the latter is a complex structure. However, the basic functionalities remain the same. That is, there is a continuous need for information flow across different networks operating in a society. If the flow of information is halted, it may deform or restrict the social transformation expected out from a society. Even media cultivation theory, as given by Gerbner in 1960, has emphasized on how different forms of media, be it print or electronic, have been utilized by individuals in different settings for the fulfillment of their objectives. The achievement of the objectives can symbolize the process of social transformation shaped through media via continuous flow of information. One of the reasons for the existence of such a process can be both media and society being interlinked with one another. The structure of society can help in determining the nature of media, whether it should be public centric or focused on market forces, and in turn, media influences different aspects of society to bring about change. Another important aspect one can observe is media's influence on cultural shift within society. The manner in which media helps in sensitizing about different cultural attributes within society, it greatly helps in redefining social behavior and social learning. If the new learned behavior requires unique set of preconditions within society to exist, then the process of social transformation can take place. One of the prime examples in the case of India regarding media and social transformation can be SITE, that is Satellite Instructional Television Experiment in 1975, with an aim to socially transform the marginalized classes and communities, especially those residing in rural parts of India. Apart from enhancing social and cultural awareness in India, the project also aimed at providing specialized skill training through TV, which could help in the economic upliftment of the marginalized classes. States of Andhra Pradesh, Bihar, Odisha, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan were covered under SITE. Despite the structural challenges of power and technology in India, the information via content through SITE helped in shaping social transformation in different degrees across the states under SITE. The advanced version of the experiment in the form of EduSat in 2004 was introduced, which focused entirely on the education sector. Finally, we now come to digital media and social transformation. When it comes to digital media, the aspect one must keep in mind regarding its impact on society is the shaping of presumption, that is, continuous consumption and production of information. Digital media in the form of new media or social media has made the flow of information continuous, instantaneous, and interactive in nature. The growing reliance on digital media, even in Indian society, is inevitable as the rapid flow of information across different social networks has influenced our choices and needs within society. Taking the case of India, one may observe the reliance of digital media for social transformation primarily due to the existence of divide and inequality in terms of access. Despite the forces of modernization influencing different aspects of society, the overall process of change has been slow and in a trickle down manner. The growing divide in terms of digital access as well as gender based inequalities have been some of the major barriers and restrictions requiring change within society for a plural digital access. Through globalization, market forces have transformed to a stage where information plays a key role as a value. The growing reliance on information and its access in a cost effective manner has helped in the growth of digital technologies. However, the technology to a greater extent is dependent upon the social economic conditions of the individuals. As a result, in India, the utilization of digital media remains confined to few hands which have the capital to acquire it. The rise of digital revolution in India post 2000 has been important because of the primary objective of the revolution was to make digital technologies accessible to all through competitive forces. The boom in the market for digital devices such as smartphones, tablets, as well as connectivity were necessary to ensure that a greater share of total population can take advantage of digital media in the form of information sharing and digital socialization, which can speed up the process of change. In addition to that, the blurring of boundaries between the private and public have created new set of challenges and conditions requiring change in a different manner. The social transformation can be observed through digital media in the context of Indian society is continuous struggle amongst individuals in acquiring the status of a digital user. The struggle to acquire digital technologies, on one hand, is initiating the process of transformation in both the economic and social sphere. On the other hand, the information acquired through digital media is continuously redefining their social and cultural identity. In this very process, market is playing a pivotal role in terms of creating a huge reliance on digital technologies for service delivery. For instance, in the case of cultural consumption, digital media has created a convergence in terms of cultural commodities where a user can gain a variety of choices. These choices, on the other hand, are influencing his or her outlook towards society. As a result, one may observe that the process of social transformation is taking place both internally and externally. Even in the case of consumption behavior, market forces have been promoting a trend of continuous consumption through digital media where every commodity is almost close to doorstep. The artificial demand shaped by the market forces through digital media are pushing for a change within society where every individual attempts to reach the maximum consumption capacity. It may involve economic change in terms of mobility or social change in terms of being identified as a potential consumer. These aspects, all in all, reflect a degree of transformation influenced by digital media. In this very process, other relevant aspects such as equal access, empowerment, etc., are too being influenced by our digital media. For instance, the trend of creating social narratives by marginalized classes have witnessed a rise through social media. www.shethepeople.tv can be seen as a digital platform allowing women from different cultural backgrounds to narrate their stories. These stories, in turn, are impacting the social and cultural outlook of many other women who are connected through digital media. The subjects can be related to economic or cultural growth or voice against discrimination, etc. The other important example that one can look at is the Vodafone digital empowerment of women, where it utilizes digital media to promote change within women community. The initiative not only emphasizes on the health aspects of women, but also focuses on social awareness, education, which can help in enhancing the livelihoods. As a result, one may observe that the targeted community is not only undergoing the process of social transformation to reach a higher socioeconomic level in hierarchy, but also in terms of becoming eligible to acquire and utilize technology of digital media. So, what do we conclude from this module? From this module, it is now clear that social transformation is a dynamic process within society and is dependent upon media for information exchange. The rapid flow of information has taken shape through digital media, which has created a continuous cycle of transformation both internally and externally in order to reach a desirable stage within society. Thank you for going through this module and all the very best.